I need to tell you this? I was on Instagram today and I got this reel of a girl and she said when you're on your second reread of Onyx Storm,
Second reread
yes, and I literally said, "What the fuck?" Are
3
people
times
Yeah.
reading it?
I said, "Since when are people rereading it already?"
Okay. That's actually pathetic. I'm so sorry. It came out January 21st and they've already read it 3 times.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't their second read, but like it was definitely they were already rereading it.
For what?
I have no idea. They're like, when you didn't notice this one thing in this sentence in your reread.
Bruh.
I know.
Oh
I started cackling
my gosh.
and then I instantly posted about it on Threads.
What did you post?
Oh, I think I said, "What the fuck? Since when are people rereading Onyx Storm or something?"
I wouldn't even reread that book to read the 4th.
I know.
Like, I'm not
That's where
gonna
I'm at
bother.
too. I can't decide if it's that they're rereading it to like look into Easter eggs or if they just genuinely loved it that much, but that's my that was my I can't believe it moment of the day. Isn't that crazy?
That is really crazy. That's like a form of torture in my mind. I could not imagine doing something less fun.
No, I can't either. I can't imagine. I can barely fathom how I made it through the book the first time.
Yeah, I barely did.
You know what? She's probably one of those people where if she like one reads the physical copies of the book and then two you like turn it and you see all of the different like
The
highlight
highlighters.
pages. That's crazy. I don't know when people started treating their romantasy as Bibles, but
I really do be highlighting
Zayden
everything.
Ryorson is not God, guys.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to hate on anybody that like loved that series, but like I have never reread a book 3 times.
Oh, okay. Well, I've done that.
No, within a 2-month span.
Okay, that yeah, definitely haven't done that.
That is just absurd.
That is crazy.
There are other books out there.
Imagine how deep you could be in Throne of Glass series at this point.
Yeah.
If you reread that 600-page boring ass book
Yeah.
2 times. Anyways,
That's crazy.
that was one announcement, or not announcement, but piece of news I had for today. The other one is that unfortunately for me, UT beat A&M in basketball today
That is true.
by like maybe a point. I don't know how much it was, but it was
I don't
in a
either.
couple of overtimes.
Yeah.
But
2, I think.
now you will be in do they just call it March Madness tournament?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but
I don't
congratulations to all the Longhorns out there. A&M was already in it, so because we're good this year.
UT basketball is like a whirlwind. Like we're good and then we're bad and then we struggle and then we're like, oh, that was a great game. And then we beat OU or we beat A&M. Like the next game we suck.
Yeah, it was a good game though. I watched 2 minutes of it.
You did?
Mhm.
I've never watched a UT basketball game.
Ever? Wow.
I know that's kind of pathetic. I was there for 4 years.
I know. I thought you were kind of a sports girly though.
I am, but not for basketball.
Are you for baseball?
Like baseball and football.
Okay. A&M's pretty good at baseball this year, but we got beat recently by somebody. It was really sad. Not that I care that much.
I was like, okay, you don't even know who it was.
Yeah. But anyway, speaking of basketball, let's get into it.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to the pod.
Yes.
Welcome back to Check This Book Out for episode 10. I feel like we need to start maybe announcing the episodes.
Yeah.
I always forget to, though.
Episode 10.
Episode 10.
Wow, we're already on episode 10.
I know. Crazy.
That's crazy.
I'm proud of us, though.
It's been over 2 months.
I know. It's a crazy milestone.
Wow.
Well, and if you think about it, we've been working on the podcast for like 8 or 9 months now.
Yeah. You've had a baby in that time. technically this
The
is our baby.
gestational period of the podcast.
It was brewing for some time.
It was cooking.
It was
cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, welcome back to Check This Book Out. I'm Madeline Bookout, 7th grade basketball superstar.
And my name is Hannah Bookout. Honestly, not really a fan of any sport that involves running. But wait, I have a story. Do you remember when I broke my arm tripping over a basketball?
No.
Yeah.
When?
When I was in 4th grade?
No, I don't remember this. Were you playing basketball at the time?
No, I was sitting out because I wasn't going to be in the game that week. And I was like really bored sitting on the sidelines. And then I'd got up and then I slipped on some water and then tripped over a basketball. And then I broke my arm.
That's tragic.
Yeah, Dad was the coach. Like, that's how long ago it was. Yeah.
I feel like that's so sweet. My memories where Dad was coaching.
I know, right?
Really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that. I broke my arm during cheer in high school. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm, I do.
Didn't you break your leg at some point too?
I've broken an ankle, 2 toes, my wrist, and my ass.
Oh,
My
you broke your tailbone?
No, I broke my sitting bone, like my ischium tuberosity.
Excuse I'm sorry, that's a fake bone.
No, it's not.
Say it again.
You know, like your hips, like the curved part underneath? Ischium tuberosity.
I'm sorry, that's not real.
Yes, it is.
That's not a real word.
It's right below the iliac crest. No? Okay, whatever. We're going so off track.
She's
I
a
feel like
nerd.
we always do. I say this every episode. I'm like,
No,
why
literally.
are we rambling? But today we're talking about basketball, but we're also talking about romance books.
Yeah, this is our romance and fantasy podcast. We're doing a book deep dive today, talking about The Right Move by Liz Tomforde.
Nope. Liz Tomforde?
Is it actually? Somebody please get back to us if that's the correct pronunciation.
Our last episode, we said Liz Tomforde, Tomforde. Then I listened to the audiobook for Right Move, and it was Liz Tomforde.
Yeah, which does not sound right to me.
Doesn't sound right either.
But I imagine if they're literally making the audiobook for the author, that they're probably pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah.
That's just crazy to me.
Okay.
Anyways.
Liz Tomforde.
By Liz. This is the second book in the Windy City series.
Yeah.
Hannah read the first one and didn't like it.
No, I liked it.
She thought it was meh.
It wasn't the best romance I ever read.
Yeah. But that's what we're talking about today, is that book. And also we're going to be doing a not walkthrough, but like we're going to talk about our March Madness bracket for books that we're doing this month. And then we'll play a bookish game at the end.
Yeah.
And without further ado, everybody, grab your favorite drink, grab a basketball, find your comfy reading chair, and let's check this book out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes just my ad libs.
Addison Rae screaming.
Sometimes when I edit these like podcast videos back, I do like a little or like weird ass ad libs while you're talking. It's weird. But anyway, I literally just finished The Right Move. So this is very, very fresh on my mind. As in like literally 30 minutes ago, I think.
Processing live.
Yes, I haven't even gone to Goodreads to share my thoughts, but so y'all will hear it first. I think I would give it honestly like a 4.5.
A 4.5?
Yeah. I really liked it.
I love that.
Yeah, the first like 90% I was like, okay, I'm eating this up. And then like, you're so happy. I know you've been telling me to read it forever. This is probably the best.
I might cry.
God.
I'm tearing up a little bit.
Bro. Oh my gosh. But the last 10%, I felt the same way about the first book in the series where I'm like, why is this so long? Like,
Mm-hmm.
why is this book 10 chapters more than it needs to be?
That's right. That's fair.
And so I felt the same for this one. But
But
yeah,
a 4.5, that's
4.5.
really nice.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I read it in 2 days.
I mean, how long was the audiobook? 13? 10 hours?
I think 12 or
Okay.
13.
Um, it was long. So this is the second time I've read this book. I read it the first time in like September of 2023, so it has been a while. Um, maybe a little bit earlier than that. It I gave it a 4 stars. Mainly because this is the first time I've rated it after reading it,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that like I like the other books in this series better, so I think that I was kind of comparing it almost.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a 4 star for me.
Sweet. Oh, am I being too nice?
No, I like the first time I read it, I was like, oh my gosh, 5 stars.
It was just very consumable.
Mm-hmm.
It really wasn't until the end that I had any problems, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, agreed. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Like, obviously, we already said it's basketball romance. I've never read that before, so that was fun. Um, I guess, should we go into spoiler territory now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think we could talk a little bit about the tropes, and that's not spoily.
Spoily?
Spoilery.
Is it spoilery? Spoilish?
Spoiler. Spoiler season.
Spoiler alert?
Spoiler. Nah, this is one of those moments where I'm thinking too much about a word and it's gonna
Yeah.
start sounding really weird.
Yeah. What was that one word that you were like so flummoxed by an onyx storm?
Oh, maneuverability.
Yes.
After Nolan listened to that episode, he was like, "Are you kidding? Did you not know that was a word?" I'm like, "No, I knew it was a word." Well, actually, I probably didn't. I'd probably never heard it before. It was just the way she used it and how often she used it. It was just very random.
Yeah.
Maneuverability.
Well, I'll try to go spoiler free here. Um Tropes. Best friend's brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it. I don't think I've read a best friend's brother since like Wattpad, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I don't ever really come across that.
I feel like I've read several.
Really?
But
Oh.
I'm into anything and everything when it comes to romance for the most part. So,
Mm, okay. Well, this is just me then. Um, I like that it was a sports romance.
mhm.
That's fun.
We've got a little bit grumpy sunshine
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
I would say forced proximity, but I don't know if it was necessarily forced.
Yeah. Just the
Just
proximity.
proximity.
The proximity trope.
Oh, fake dating.
Yes, fake dating.
Definitely.
I always like a fake
I
dating.
can't help it.
Yeah.
I'm such a fan.
Yeah.
But
One thing I thought that was cute about this book is that the main girl character, Indy, loved like book boyfriends. Like I loved
yeah,
that. That was just
I
so.
know. I think it's so cute when there's self awareness about the FMC being into reading. I
Mm-hmm.
think it's really cute.
It's just a cute little ode to readers, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. So, do we want to get into like character analysis?
Yeah,
Shall we?
we shall.
So, first impressions of Indy. I'll let you go first.
Are you sure?
Uh,
Are we talking about like first impression as in the first book to now? Or just strictly this book?
uh, that's a good question. I think just this book,
Okay.
but if you want to go into both, why not?
I would say I really liked her in the beginning. I liked that she had a lot of character depth. One thing that I noticed about the first book in this the Windy City series is Liz Tomforde really chooses like don't laugh. I'm being grammatically
I
correct.
know, but it just sounds so funny after. Sorry, I didn't mean to
You're
interrupt
laughing
you.
at somebody's name.
I would laugh at my own last name, brother.
Anywho, what I liked about the last book, or the first book in the series, is she chose like very human. What am I trying to say? Like an obstacle, a challenge, like a mental
Yes.
flaw, a character flaw
Yeah.
that they need to overcome. Like, for example, you could say like jealousy or insecurity about something. Like
Mhm.
she just picked something very specific, and I thought Indy's was very
Real.
real.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think that this author in general does a good job of making they might not necessarily be extremely relatable, but it makes the characters feel very down to earth, and that's
Yes.
how I felt about Indy.
Mm-hmm. Like you don't have to be wondering like what kind of person the character is because they're given so much depth right off the bat.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. There are a couple of authors that I think do a really good job of that
Mm-hmm.
recently. Just kind of giving the characters something that they're you can tell that there's going to be character growth because they start off with such a
Mm-hmm.
like deeper issue, like
Mm-hmm.
something with a lot more feeling behind it.
Yeah.
um I get emotional,
Yeah.
but agreed.
Yeah.
I really like that about Indie too, especially since it's like a very female driven issue.
Mm-hmm.
Like her struggles with fertility. And I just think that that's something that a lot of women can relate to, which is unfortunate, but I think that that was like a big part of her relationship with Ryan too. So I liked how seeing how that was going to play out. Um, I thought she was just so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like her daily updates to Stevie had me
Those were
cackling.
crazy.
Like one, I think that that is probably one of the most unrealistic things in this book, is because
Yeah.
who is going to say that if they were in this scenario where you're dating your best friend's brother? Like, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I would never be
It
saying
was a
that.
little bit weird, I'll be honest.
It was, but it did make me
Mm.
laugh.
She was very funny.
Um, yeah, so I just thought she was I kind of like the sunshine thing, you know?
Hmm. She was very sunshine. Like you mentioned, like she was very feminine.
Quirky,
Yeah.
feminine, yeah.
Like she loves fashion and she loves romance
And
books and
flowers.
flowers
Yeah.
and she wants to be a mom. Like those things were just so
She
girly,
was such a
wholesome.
girlfriend.
Yeah, she really was.
Yeah.
And she was a girl's girl
Yeah.
too. I don't know if I want to get into this now, but like I was gonna talk kind of about like, the female friendship aspect of the story.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, so another one of Indy's like issues throughout the book was like dealing with like her old female friendships, like her fiance. Were they engaged?
They
They
weren't.
were her ex
Yeah.
fiancés, their friend group, and her female
Wait,
friends that were
actually,
in
I
that
don't
group.
think that they were engaged.
Okay,
I don't think it matters.
it
Her
doesn't matter.
ex.
Her ex, but that was honestly probably the part where I was like, my heartstrings were tugged the most for her. Because like female
Mm.
friendships are so complicated. Maybe I'm like very hyper aware of it because I'm also watching the third season of White Lotus,
Oh,
and there's
really?
also like like a trio female friendship like storyline here.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just very attuned to like watching female friendships, and I feel like a lot of our audience is like women, and I could talk about female friendships like for a very long time, just like how complex they are, and the dynamic of like being friends with somebody's ex and like having to pick sides. Like my heart broke for her. Like that is devastating to like
Yeah, to lose
have
your community.
yeah, like your partner cheated on you, but you're the one being outed. Like
Yeah,
it's
that's a lot.
you can like think of that in like a female friendship dynamic, like a friend group without even a man. Like you your friends wrong you, but you're the one being outed or something. You know, and the
Yeah.
bad guys picked. Like I've been there. Like that's a
Yeah.
heartbreaking feeling.
I guess in my head that just felt so unrealistic to me, but I'm
Really?
sure it really does happen.
Oh, I was like, this is so real in my head.
Yeah. Now that you're saying that, I think as somebody who can really relate to like having a high school friend group that in like childhood friend group that stayed together post college, like in well into our adult lives. If in my head, if that ever happened with somebody who I was super close to, I just cannot imagine taking the person's side who cheated. But
Mhm.
at the same time, like that would ruin the dynamic of a friend group. It
Mhm.
absolutely would.
Mhm. And like one person would be picked over the other.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's just so upsetting.
It is upsetting. And
Yeah.
like it's gross.
Yeah. And like being a bystander to that kind of situation, like having to like bending morals and like watching your friends pick who they wanted to stay in the friend group. It's so oh, it just
It's slimy.
it's slimy and it's I don't know, like I don't even know how to describe it. Like it just makes it kind of just really breaks your heart a little bit.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Yeah.
really cruddy thing to go through.
She had a lot going on.
She really did.
Yeah. The whole planning the bridal shower for the that girl, like
Yeah.
that was really tough.
Yeah. Like yeah, this entire book like you're just so empathetic towards Indy and her entire situation and I don't know, it was this was a very like women catered
Yeah,
book.
centered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there were like a lot of woman? I don't even know which word I would use.
Mhm.
But like these were common things that like a woman could deal with in her life
Relatable
and
experiences.
yeah, she was experiencing it all at once. I will say one thing though. I don't know why maybe this is like a hot topic and people are like, "Yeah, it really doesn't matter, it's just a word." But like Liz Tomforde constantly referred to Indy as like emotional. Like
Yeah.
she's so emotional. And I'm like,
Yeah, that bothered you?
it was just kind of like she's just like this is normal feelings. Like why is like
Mm,
she's not so emotional. Like she's not I don't know. To me I was like why is this is like normal to me like with all she's going through.
yeah. I don't know. I think that it was the the way that I would have phrased it maybe was that she was like hypersensitive. I don't know. I can also feel like that's normal, but I feel like I'm an overly emotional person. Like literally just like looking at a baby sometimes brings tears to my eyes, and that's kind of how I felt like Indy was.
Mhm.
Like Indy could literally think about something and probably start crying.
Yeah. I would have chosen like empathetic then. Like
Yeah,
I would have chosen a different word because like empathetic is like truly that's a
emotional can
quality
kind of
she
be like a stigma kind of
yeah.
or
It's like a
stereotype.
yeah, it's like a trigger word nowadays to like
Yeah.
when people are like, "Oh,
Yeah.
she's so emotional," you know?
Yeah.
Which I don't really that's not something I'm like triggered by, but
Mhm, but some people could be.
yeah, but I caught on to it in this book. I'm like,
Mhm.
interesting to use like that word choice
Yeah.
because part of what made Indy such a beautiful character is like she was so sensitive and like using a word that kind of could have a negative connotation I thought was interesting.
Yeah. It didn't bother me. It's not, as you said, it wasn't a trigger for me, but I do see what you're saying.
Maybe it's because I listened to the audiobook too.
Mhm.
So sometimes you just catch different things when you're
Mhm.
listening.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing I really liked about Indy was, I mean, this is like such a small thing, but her Converse that had like the little embroidered was
So
really
cute.
cute.
That's another thing is she would embroider
I
things.
know. I can't even lie to you. Like, I have embroidery stuff at home that I don't touch, but I was like, wait, maybe I'll go embroider right now. I felt
Yes.
inspired by Indy.
There are a lot of people I know that are like cross stitching right now.
Really?
Yeah, like Jordan is one of them.
Really?
Yeah. Shout
That's
out
so
Jordan.
cute.
Yeah.
I want to see what you're cross stitching. Send a pic.
It's like a cute hobby to
It
have.
is a really cute hobby. It's very girly.
Yeah, this
Our
book was
feminine
so for the
queen,
girls. Yeah, really.
Indy, we love you.
Yeah.
So cute.
So different from Stevie from book one, too.
Mm-hmm.
Stevie was kind of
Tomboyish?
tomboyish. Yeah, and yeah, it was fun seeing Indy and her flowery personality.
Yeah. First impressions of Ryan. I didn't like, he was kind of an ass, obviously. But I just love a dual POV.
Yeah,
I have to say it. I just love a dual POV.
it adds a lot.
It there is so much value to it. It doesn't work every single time. But when they do it effectively, when an author does it effectively, I think it adds so much value to feel and read the inner turmoil. Like
Mm-hmm.
when Indy moves in and like he's a dick to her and he like then it switches to his POV and he's like that's literally like not what I intended to say. I practiced what I was going to say in the elevator and I'm like ugh,
I know.
you know.
Yeah, his actions versus his like inner monologue in the beginning was so different.
Yeah, so different.
Like black and white.
Yeah. So if I had like seen all of that only from Indy's perspective, like I don't think I would have loved him as much as I do.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but literally, I said this in my Goodreads review. I would protect this man with my life.
Yeah, he's very precious.
I love him.
His trauma.
Oh, yeah. So go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say when I was listening to that, I'm like, what in the hell?
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine?
No, I can't.
Even not like not even like to a celebrity, but like just anybody, like happening to a regular person,
No. Seriously.
like that's bad shit
That
crazy.
would mess me up so
So
bad.
bad.
And I think that it was a not great justification, but the way that set him up for his particular like trust issues. I also this is probably weird, but I love it when a man has like been depressed. Like when they've like struggled with their mental health, I think it adds to their personality. Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Trauma, yeah, trauma adds to a person.
Trauma can really help a person grow.
Yeah, it's character development. It's like when people say like I was bullied in middle school and now I'm like a better person for it. I'm glad I was bullied. Have you ever heard people say that?
Yeah.
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 Is it like
Yeah.
that?
Well, like just knowing that she helped bring him out of like this depressive phase and he's like I literally can't go back to being this person. I just thought I really liked that about him. That he knew what it was like to be super, super down bad,
Mhm.
but he was kind of like brought back to life. Like,
Yeah.
I like that.
I like that too.
What can I say?
Yeah.
But your general first impressions?
I mean, I liked Ryan the entire book, which like I wasn't in love with him for the first book in the series. That's why I was like, do I really care to read about him? But no, his inner monologue was so entertaining
Mm-hmm.
and consumable. Like I just wanted to eat it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think yeah, his trauma, it's like his character
His
flaw,
background.
challenge, yeah. His obstacle to get through in the book was absolutely insane, as I said. And let me like, well, I guess you're right. It really did add to him, like
Yeah, his background
why he
story made him such a
is.
good character.
Yeah, it added a lot to like why he is the way he is. The good and the bad, though. You
Yes,
know.
agreed.
So he had a lot of depth, which is great. I really liked him.
It broke my heart so much when he was like, I this is the future that I never thought that I could have anymore.
Yeah.
I was like, ah,
Yeah.
he like wanted to be a dad so badly.
Mhm.
So I this is a question I have for you. Well, actually, this is kind of diving into plot. I'll get there. Thoughts on the relationship, like them together, their dynamic.
Um, the entire time frame of this book, I was very confused. I'll say that. How long were they even together before? Are we? Are we?
Hmm.
Well, this whole book has been spoiler free.
Yeah, this is a
How
spoiler.
before they moved in together at the end, the house.
6 months,
Okay.
maybe. The first couple of they lived together for several months before they like start seeing each other.
Oh.
Yeah, because the first like the first good chunk of the book is very fast paced. It'll be like a month has gone by since I've been living with him. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
The timing made things more interesting. Like, I was kind of confused on, like, how much time has gone by? I don't really know where I was going with that, but I remember being kind of, like, flummoxed,
Mm-hmm.
as you would say. Their relationship in general, at first, I really didn't see, like, where they were compatible. I'll be honest. Like, again, it was very grumpy sunshine. And
It
I thought
started out that
Indy,
way.
yeah, but I thought Indy was going to be, like, too much for him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I was a man that, well, I am a woman that likes my space very clean. Like, if a man just moved in and was, like, throwing his, oh no, Andrew, if you're listening to this, don't listen. But if he was, like, throwing his shit on the floor and rearranging my bookshelves, I would be really pissed off. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
like, this is good change for me. My black and white life is changing. No, I'd be so annoyed. I would be so pissed.
Well, he was.
I know, but then he was like, I like how she's bringing color and chaos into my life again. Like, I'm
Yeah.
losing control, but in a good way. I'm like,
So here's the
no.
thing. I think that as you get to know him, though, he brings up how his organization and his structure and his like black and white was brought about by his trauma. He
Yeah,
wasn't
it
always
was a
like that.
coping
Yeah.
mechanism.
Like he wasn't always like that.
Yeah. So
So,
it was like him undoing.
yeah.
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 But that's all I'm saying is like in the beginning, I'm like,
You're like, they are not fit. They are
I
not a
was
good
like,
fit.
why is she acting like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But in the
Well,
end, it all made sense.
yeah. And if you think about like the utter chaos that she went through,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I just, I can't even imagine that situation.
Yeah, me neither.
But yeah, I really liked their dynamic. I loved the notion of like a quiet love.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was kind of the whole point, or not the whole point, but that was their love. Like the way I thought that was phrased so beautifully.
So, oh yeah,
And
same. I agree.
just thinking about like realizing that is okay, that you don't need to be so expressly loud and like your actions can talk. Obviously, actions speak louder than words. Like, I don't know. It was like heart wrenching. I loved the way that that was portrayed.
Me too. It it reminded me of Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez.
Mhm.
What was their promise to each other? It was like, I promise to love you gently or something. Do
Mhm.
you know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
It reminded me of that. And when I had read that book, I was like, that is the most precious thing I've ever heard. And in this book, I'm like, that is the most precious thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Like that is I loved that aspect of the romance.
Yeah.
I haven't read a book like that in like a while where it's like so sweetie.
I
I
know.
don't know.
My heart was like,
Fantasies don't really get that a whole lot
mm-mm.
because they're in like such an action-packed world.
Mhm.
But like, oh, this was so lovely.
Yeah, it really was. The first of all, Ryan Shea is an acts of service king. Like, did everything
Yeah,
for that girl.
yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, I think I like acts of service more because of this book. But um just the way he showed up for her. Like it didn't need to be said over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that there were so many times where they both said like I love you even with words without before the first time they said it,
Mm-hmm.
you know? Just the way the author articulated that was just mine like it just made me so happy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how else to describe
It
it.
was very beautifully done.
It was really beautiful.
Yeah, their entire character growth together and their
Mhm.
relationship was really beautiful.
Mhm. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we haven't really gotten into like the fake dating aspect. Um I thought it was super interesting that the fake dating was instigated by Ryan instead of Indy. Like I feel like in
Yeah.
a fake dating trope it's usually the girl
Mm-hmm.
that initiates it.
Yeah.
Um but the fact that she kind of like just plays along with it is really fun.
Yeah.
Um
In the end, wasn't she like, Well, I guess like in one of my romance books, like they would do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
I don't really feel like there's a whole lot to say about the fake dating aspect. Like,
It definitely felt like a very minimal subplot in the
yeah,
end,
yeah, really.
honestly.
Like that happened so far in the beginning.
Yeah.
I
And it
did
did
think,
not really keep up throughout the book, honestly. Maybe that would not necessarily a complaint for me, but like that is something that I noticed towards the end. I was like, wait, this became like a non-plot in the
yeah,
end.
yeah.
Like we just pulled it back in the very end whenever he was telling his coach,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh yeah, by the way, Indy and I weren't dating or whatever."
Yeah, I was like, oh, I kind of forgot.
They kind of like wrapped up that plot line
Yeah.
last minute.
Mm-hmm. Because they didn't have like that grand conversation of like, I don't want to be your fake girlfriend. I want to be your real
Mhm.
girlfriend. It's a
Yeah.
quiet love thing.
Yeah.
So,
Like they had the "Are you pretending right now?" every once in a
yeah.
while, but it was so obvious that they weren't.
Yeah, the whole time,
Yeah.
honestly.
Like the breakfasts together and
Mm-hmm. Keeping the flowers alive.
mm, super duper
Yeah.
precious. Okay, what like the ending? I actually like, and I've read this book already, but I actually teared up when he paid um
Fertility
for
treatment.
the fertility treatment. I had forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very sweet.
The ending did kind of frustrate me with her like hiding at Rio's house,
Mm-hmm.
you know? I think that you had a problem with that too.
I've mentioned that before that the running away trope or like plot line, whatever, it bugs me. It's just very frustrating as a reader because it's it's the same vibe as miscommunication trope. And I don't think anybody likes miscommunication trope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think the part that bothered me was that it happened twice because it happened first with Indy and his ex and her ex when they have that conversation and like Ryan kind of witnesses it and then he goes out of town
It doesn't
and
really
like
call her.
stews and doesn't answer her calls. Like I'm like, dude, if you had just picked up the phone,
Yeah, literally.
like it would have been so obvious. And then same thing with Indy in the end. If she had like just given him one full conversation, like I did appreciate the the grand gesture. I really loved it.
Yeah.
Like the surprise of it, it was so cute. Like her walking into the house and
Mm-hmm.
um, but I was like, that's unnecessary. Like she could have just talked to him.
It's it's just immature.
I don't even know if it's necessarily miscommunication as much as like non-communication. Is
Yeah.
there a difference? Do you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I guess it could also just be like assuming.
Yes. A lot of assumptions
Yeah, a
going
lot of
on.
assumptions. It's frustrating. That's why I said like the last 10% was where I like my first complaint started coming through. It's because the whole I'm running away because I think that you thought this, but in reality they don't. And a short conversation would fix everything.
Mhm. Yeah. I agree. Um I I didn't like that either. And it just felt like it took a while. I was like
Yeah.
it it was dragged out. And as you
Mhm.
said, her books are just they feel and are very long for romance books.
Mhm.
Um I feel like she could have just personally, if I was in situations like this, which I will never be, but if I was, I feel like I would be itching to have that conversation to like get it over with. So I don't know if it's like
Same.
immature to run away and hide and process or if it's more mature to like process before you have a deep conversation, you know?
I You bring up a good point. But I think when somebody is telling you like, no, you don't know the whole story, like if you can just give me a minute,
Mhm.
that's different where it's like, okay, I can hear you out for a minute. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe if I read
I like
another
to
miscommunication trope, I'll like try to see it through a different light, but
yeah,
a lot of the times I can't.
I
I just
can't.
it bothers me.
It's just frustrating as a reader because you know the truth and you're like,
Mhm.
okay, well, Indy, you look stupid right now because
Maybe
you
that's
know.
maybe that's an instance where the dual POV actually hurt rather than helped.
Yeah.
Because like we obviously knew how much Ryan wanted to have a family,
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not that he never envisioned it for himself, it's just that he thought he couldn't have it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
I did appreciate how Indy was also very upset about the fact that he was insensitive to the fact that she would struggle to have kids, you know? And she was like, "That's very, like, harmful and hurtful of you to even, like, suggest this is the case when you know how hard it would be for me."
Mhm.
Um, I appreciated, like, the nod to that, if
Mhm.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
And I think as frustrating as it was as a reader to read the part where, you know, Ryan gets very upset by the pregnancy test because he feels like he's being duped again. And then the part where Indy gets very upset because Ryan had this horrible reaction.
Mhm.
Because, like, what if I was pregnant? That's how you would react. It was so frustrating to me. Reading that was so frustrating. And I'm like, come on. But then I'm like, they're misunderstanding each other at the same time. Like, I'm like, Indy, why don't you understand that this is like his trauma? Like, come on. Like, take a step back. This is literally his trauma.
Yeah.
This is it literally coming to life. But she wasn't seeing it. But then again, same thing with Ryan about like, well, he kind of did, I guess. Maybe because he was like, I wasn't saying the right things. He would do that a lot. But he wasn't saying that like his reaction towards a pregnancy test about that would also be like, this is her trauma. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was really just the perfect storm. Like,
Yeah, it was messy.
that was really messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way that he realizes it's not Indy's pregnancy test, like, you know,
Can we talk about that?
sure. Okay, so this is what I was gonna ask you earlier, and I was like, I can wait until later because I know how you feel about pregnancy trope.
Hmm. This wasn't bad because it wasn't like the main character,
Mhm.
you know? So I didn't mind it. But I mean, the epilogue, I was like, okay, this is cute. This is cute. Because it was like an epilogue. And it was fine.
Mhm.
I don't know. It was okay.
Okay. What were you going to say originally though?
I think what I hate about pregnancy trope is like when it's unexpected and unplanned. That's what I don't like. But like I can read an epilogue where they have kids and I'm
Mhm.
like, oh, that's cute.
Mhm.
Yeah. Navy
Yeah.
and Iverson.
Yeah. I did think the names were cringe.
Yeah. And then the
She
girl.
literally named both of her kids after herself. Don't like that.
Yeah. You also made a good point. I saw your Goodreads review. Nobody can call a girl Blue but Lance
I'm
O'Ryan.
sorry.
That nickname is
It's
taken.
trademarked.
Yeah.
I hate to tell you, but Blue is trademarked
Mm-hmm.
by Lance O'Ryan. He owns that
Yeah.
nickname. It's patented, it's trademarked, it's copyrighted, like
Lockdown.
it is locked down.
Yeah.
So authors out there, if you're considering blue as a term of endearment, think again.
That's a threat.
It is a threat to my love for Lance O'Ryan.
It
I
was very cute reading it again, though, I will say. But
it
I'm like,
was.
this isn't blue.
I know. I know. Also, there were too many nicknames for her. Like Indy, Blue,
Blue,
but
Indiana in the beginning. I thought that was funny.
I thought that was funny. I was like, I kind of wish he had just kept calling her Indiana.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones action.
Yeah.
But anywho, side characters.
Hmm, I don't like dislike Rio, but he's a little too much for me.
Yeah, he is for me too.
He was a bigger side character than I ever expected.
Expected. Yeah.
And Sanders and Stevie, that was fine. I liked them. Um,
So, do you know who the third book is about?
no.
It's about Kai.
Yeah, the baby.
Hmm.
I honestly am kind of excited to read that. Baseball, Clark Kent. I'm
Yeah.
into it. I'm into it.
So I started it already. I won't even lie to you. I started it today, and I am like 30% in.
Yeah. I already know what's gonna happen though. Like I don't even have to read the book blurb. I can guess.
Just love that book. It's so cute.
I'm going to guess right now, and you can tell me if I'm right. Is his love interest going to be a nanny?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of obvious. He literally says in the book that he's looking for Max's mom.
Yeah.
It's so cute. Literally, I can't tell if I'm ovulating or not, like, or if he's just hot.
That one scene where Ryan was holding Max and like cooking dinner
No,
for Indy,
literally.
that was
Stop it.
so cute.
Stop it.
I could picture it in my mind very
It
clearly.
is so precious.
Madeline's hormonal right
No, I
now.
am. I don't know what it is with me and like reading single dad and like pregnancy trope books, but like I am on something.
I'm scared for you.
I am too. Nolan should be scared. But yeah, I like Kai as a side character in general. Um, but the way that they set him up for, or the way that Liz sets him up for his own book is very sweet.
Yeah, I think so
Um,
too.
I love how it's, wait, I didn't even talk about this. This series in general is very found family,
Yeah.
like super found family.
Yeah,
Um, and that is something that I like to read a lot. So
I agree.
excited for you to get to experience that more,
Mhm.
get to know them.
Yeah.
Overall, just good vibes.
Yeah. That was a great read. It definitely helped me further get out of my book slump, I'll be honest.
Yeah, what is this book for?
Well, 5 technically.
Okay, because
I
you're in the
haven't
process of reading too.
I have like 20% left of Rebel Witch.
Okay.
So,
How are you feeling about the way that it's shaping up?
Rebel Witch? It's good.
Okay,
Yeah.
so not really any thoughts yet.
Not yet.
Okay.
I'm not close enough to the end where I can like say, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
All right.
anyways, moving on.
Moving on.
So before we get into our bookish game, we talked about this a little bit at the end of last episode, but not that we're huge basketball girlies, but to make uh like this season of the year more fun and exciting and to make March Madness and basketball for the girls. We created a Bookout Madness.
Mhm.
So essentially, what we've done is we've created um like a March Madness bracket for books. So
Mhm. So we have 16 books.
uh
36?
32,
32?
I think. Yeah.
30 something bucks. Same exact bracket format as March Madness.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Every
March Madness has 64 starting out, but
though
that
that's
was
too
really
much.
hard.
So, are we doing it where we post on our story 2
Mhm.
books to vote on that are against
Mhm.
each other? Is it like an every day or how many a
Yeah.
day?
So starting on the 18th. So this episode is releasing on the 18th. Um, and I think March Madness starts on either the 17th or 18th. But every day we'll post um, a Instagram story and a TikTok story, even though I don't really think that those will be like viewed as much. But it'll be the two matchups for the day. So there's gonna be two every day, and there will just be like the vote function or whatever,
The poll.
yeah, the
Mhm.
polling function on the story. So really excited about that. I did We have like fantasy and fantasy romance bracket. I have a romance bracket, but I don't know, we'll see, maybe that might be too much. um but yeah, I don't know, do you want to release the brackets beforehand, or do we want it to be like a surprise every day?
I think we should release it before.
Oh really?
Mhm.
I don't want people to be like strategically picking what they want to match up against each other though. You know what I
But it's
mean?
a popular vote. Like if we have Throne of Glass versus Akatar,
Mhm.
like it doesn't matter if they want, Throne of Glass to be against Onyx Storm next, like it's a popular vote.
Yeah, I just don't want it to influence which ones they vote for.
That's the whole point though.
No, I mean, I guess. We'll probably end up releasing it beforehand. But what we'll do is next week or like this week we'll post a video on the process and how it'll work and what it will look like, and we'll share the bracket. But an example of one I think is we have Powerless by Lauren Roberts up against Onyx Storm or Iron Flame.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So fun matchups. I really did my best to make sure that like it was going to be difficult. You know, it wasn't just going to be an easy pick. Um, yeah,
I'm excited.
I am too. Some of them were going to be very hard for me, but yeah, that's about it. We're excited about it.
So maybe turn on Instagram story notifications for like the next what? This will be over a month.
Yeah, I would say 2 to 3 weeks.
We're gonna be done on the 31st, right?
Yeah, I think it ends almost exactly when March Madness ends. So 2 weeks. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, for the next 2 weeks, be checking the Instagram stories. You can participate.
Yep. Yay.
I'm excited.
Okay. On to the bookish game. In professional sports fashion, we are doing a book boyfriend draft pick today. So with a couple of categories, basically we'll have like positions and
kind of like superlatives.
yeah,
almost.
it's more superlative. Like I'm not going to be choosing point guard because I don't know what the fuck that means, first of all. And
that's what Ryan was.
Yeah, Ryan was point guard. Like I do know what that means, but in terms of what that means for a book boyfriend, I have no clue. But yeah, kind of superlative-esque. And then basically if like Hannah or I pick it, that means that they can't be picked in the next round. So
I have variety here.
Yeah.
Is it just romance book boyfriends or fantasy and romance?
I think all. Any and all book boyfriends.
Anyone's game?
Yep.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
All right. First one is team captain.
Yep. So this would be kind of like the all-around book boyfriend, like he takes the cake, leader, all-star man. Who's going first here?
I feel like you can.
Okay. As my all-star draft pick, or as my team captain draft pick, I choose Lance O'Ryan. Sorry. Wait, you know what would be super funny?
I'm just thinking about the fact that he's like literally a coach, and that's so perfect.
I know. Sorry. Okay. I did think about it a little bit beforehand.
It's okay. I think my choice. This is so cliche. I think I'm gonna pick Rhysand.
Rhysand. Wow, I was kind of expecting you to pull out a Rowan here. Okay. Do we want to give like explanations? I don't really think they need explanations, but okay. Yep. Next is MVP. So, but instead of most valuable player, we're gonna go with most swoon-worthy player. So think like the big romantic gestures, like puddle turning into a puddle at their feet kind of thing.
Okay, yeah.
Kicking your feet. I think we go back and forth. Like now you start and then I go.
Okay. Oh wow, this is really hard. Dorian.
Yeah. Wait, he makes you swoon? He's making me pant. Sorry, I'm like barking for him. No, like he literally makes me feel like a dog. I'm panting.
I'm not even gonna count. It's like mentally, I'm just like, fuck, dog. Yeah, Dorian.
Dorian?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
I really do.
He honestly should have been my team captain, though. I kind of regret that decision now.
But he's still on your team.
He is.
You still grabbed him.
Yeah.
This one, like, I'm gonna be kind of cheese, but I say Ryan.
MVP, most swoon-worthy.
Yeah, because his like romantic gestures in this book did have me like, kind of.
Yeah.
You know? Like the house thing really got me.
Yeah.
It really got me.
Imagine a man buying you a house
No, straight up.
and fertility treatments.
Imagine him buying you a house before he even knew that you guys were like actually going to be together. He was like,
Yeah.
this is the one.
Yeah.
And he knew it like with such confidence.
Mm-hmm.
I really loved that. So yeah, my MVP, my most swoon-worthy player.
Honestly, yeah. That's a
Yeah,
good one.
thanks.
Next is defense. Who's on defense? I almost said it defense. Like, who's on defense?
Your Honor.
Who's on defense?
This is kind of like the protector vibe.
Dang. See, I would say Lance Orion for this one, but I
I
can't.
almost did.
I can't.
Okay. This is kind of a niche one, and I know you've read these before, but I put Nicholas Danshov from the Relentless series.
What the heck? I don't even know what that is.
You've never read those?
Show me the cover or something.
I think that's his last name. But he is like ultimate protector vibe. Like he is defense daddy over here.
Defense daddy. Interesting.
Relentless. Relent. Is that not what it's called?
I've like never heard that.
Oh yeah, it is. It's called Relentless. Okay, this is not the like right edition. You're not gonna know what it looks like. These. You've never I could have sworn that I've told you to read those at some point.
Mm-mm.
Okay, anyways, this is an old series. It was published in 2013. Like this was a high school read for me. And I really ate these books up. Like they were really good at the time. And just a fated mates trope. I fuck heavy with a fated mates trope.
Don't we all?
And I feel like recently they haven't been done super well.
Yeah.
And this was just an OG fated mates, faded up. But Nicholas, the book boyfriend, he is like he's one of those where he was a non-committal, like had zero interest in relationships, and then like meets his mate and is like, you
Yeah.
know. Anyways,
Yeah. Okay.
he's on my team.
Exciting. All right. My defense. This is crazy. But honestly, I have a pretty easy answer. Aaron Warner.
I thought about that one. Another defense daddy.
Yeah. He definitely pulled in like the protective
Yeah.
like energy.
Like the out of control kind of protective. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah. Love it.
Love it.
I love it.
I really love that,
I
guys.
really like it.
Hello, princess.
Oh, that man is scary.
No, he's so funny.
He's so scary.
He is so funny. The number of like TikToks of him that I have sent to Taylor are heinous. Everyone I come across.
It was scary how good you did that voice too. Hello, princess. No, I can't even do it. I
Hello,
can't.
princess.
Yeah.
Wait, what is the word? It looks like there's gonna be bad weather, princess. Did I show you that one?
No.
Where he uncorks the wine bottle with his feet?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen the belt one. That one's
Yeah.
insane.
Anyways.
What I was going to say before you pulled that out was, do you know how many people I've influenced to say he's hot, bro?
It's an absurd amount. People like at work are saying
No,
it.
like I have people saying it. I have Andrew saying it. Like people are hooked on it.
We're gonna make it
so
a thing.
exciting.
It is a thing already.
Yeah.
I say it a lot.
Maybe we should like trademark. Okay. All right, next one.
The next one is a wild card. So somebody chaotic, but like you cannot help loving them.
Okay.
Like You love them because of their chaotic energy.
Okay. I'm first, aren't I?
Mm-hmm. I have such a good one for this. I really hope
Is
you
it
don't say
okay
it.
if they're YA?
Yeah.
Hmm. Are you scared?
I'm really scared you're gonna pick mine.
Hmm. I have two that I want to say. Okay. Rune. Donnan. Crescent
Really?
City.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that, except for the fact that I hate his hair. I
Yeah.
definitely rewrote his hair in my head.
Yeah, that doesn't exist. We don't even speak about that here.
Yeah, that's a really good one.
Yeah.
Not what I was expecting you to say.
You go ahead and then maybe I'll tell you what I thought for my other
Okay.
one.
Seth Capella.
Oh my gosh, why isn't he even on my list?
Yeah, you need to put him on there ASAP.
I have Caleb on here, but I don't have Seth. Are you kidding me?
Seth Capella from Zodiac Academy. I love him so much. It is crazy how quickly, maybe not even quickly, but how I went from hating him so much to literally him being one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
He was the only one I really cared about in the end, I'll be honest. Like
That's really
deadass.
sad.
It's true. It's true.
It's just how you feel.
Yeah.
Taylor is on the 7th book of that series, and she's like, this is literally the longest, most boring shit I've ever read for the beginning of it. You read the 7th one.
So when they're
Underground.
oh, I was gonna say spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning.
Yeah, no, I
Underground.
agree. I agree with that.
I agree.
But
But
it's also the most peaceful time.
no, literally.
Things are happy for once.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
underground. Okay. Last section. No, not last section. Two more?
No, yeah, last one.
Okay.
Bench warmer.
Who is like underrated but
Underrated but
boyfriend.
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it you or me first? I can't remember.
You.
It's me. For this one, it's a draft pick, but you wouldn't even pick them because you don't know them. I pick Caleb from Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonam-Young.
Okay.
So this is from the second book in the Out series. I literally just finished this book maybe last week or the week before. I say underrated book boyfriend because I feel like not a ton of people have read her stuff. But wow, guys. This may be the unclaimed, or not like unclaimed, but the most underused trope in the entire world.
Oh.
Like, it's probably, maybe I should have said Rising Star for this, but it is like, I've never seen it before. I've literally never read this trope before. Um, it's so good.
Is
Like,
it even a trope?
I would say that it is, yeah. But it's like, I have personally never read it before. I'm sure it's out there. But oh my gosh, it's got to be the best.
Wow.
I texted Hannah the other day and I said I just gave my first 5 stars of the year.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Are her books interconnected?
Mm-hmm. Interconnected standalones, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So do you have to read Out on a Limb first?
No, I know why you don't want to.
Well, I'm just curious.
No, you don't have to. I mean, those characters are like almost not in the book at all. It is so good. It is so good.
Maybe I'll read that next.
You should.
Do you think I would be missing out if I didn't read the first one though? You have me intrigued. I want to know what this tropeless trope is.
You could at least try to read the first one. Like, you're gonna know if you want to read it or not very quickly.
Okay.
And if you did want to not read it, like if you wanted to DNF it, I would try it because I really like the characters in that book. Like, I think both of the main characters are really lovable.
Okay.
But yeah, Anyways, that's my underrated book boyfriend is Caleb.
Okay.
I really enjoyed watching his character growth. Ugh, please read it. It's so good.
Okay. It'll go on the TBR. I hear you. Jeez. Okay. My bench warmer. Holy crap. Okay. That's so sus. I feel like I can't say somebody YA.
Why?
Because they're like younger than me.
I literally said in our first episode that I would kiss Roman Kit. So,
We just pretend that they're not.
yeah. I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Or I could say that person.
Wait, you didn't tell me who your other wild card was.
I was gonna say Orion Lake.
That's a good one.
Maybe I should pick him for my bench warmer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. That's actually a great one. Especially knowing where like the part that I'm at in the series.
Are you on book? Have you read book 3 yet?
I haven't started it yet.
Oh.
I like have started it, but not really.
Hmm.
I put it down to read The Right Move.
I would say, okay, I'll choose Orion Lake. He's from the Scholomance series by Naomi Novik.
Drafted.
Yeah.
King.
He's so cutie.
He really is. I'm pissed at him though.
Yeah.
He's on my shit list.
Aren't they all? And then they
At some
redeem.
point.
Yeah, and then they redeem themselves. Okay. Last section. Rising Star. You want to do this one?
We can. Go ahead.
I have someone I can say.
Okay.
Michael Townsend, The Naturals.
Was that who you were rooting for the whole time?
What do you mean?
Like, is that who you wanted in the love triangle?
Honestly, yeah, for a while.
Wow.
But then I just like loved him as a character.
I did too.
And we shared the same birthday.
Is this the book where you posted the status update and you were like, he's an Aries, so I love him?
Yes.
That's funny.
Honestly, I don't know how I feel about that being my answer, but I do love him a lot. Don't know if I would choose him as like a rising star, but
can I see your list?
I'll settle. Is there a rising star?
That is a great question. Low-key, Lucas from Deep End.
Oh.
He's hot. Gosh, actually, I can't say that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, as unfortunate and probably weird as this is, I really do associate him with Andrew now. That is that just. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
You know who I would have said for benchwarmer underrated? I would have said Ryan, but you already stole him.
He probably is underrated. You know what? I'll say Rising Star is Kai.
Okay.
Who I'm reading right now. Like, I think that even though Liz Tomforde is already a very popular author, but like as more people read her books, I think that Kai is going to be like the takeaway best book boyfriend from her series. Like, if you had to rank them.
How many are there? 5?
The 5th one comes out in May. Yeah. Yeah. So, sorry, Lucas. Hate to do it to you, brother.
I'll choose Lucas then.
As your rising star?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's funny because like I love Lucas a lot and I really like his character, but like I would not pick like Lucas and Scarlet as like one of my favorite couples.
I totally agree.
Like Lucas really outshines Scarlet, unfortunately.
I agree. I thought Scarlet was kind of boring.
Yeah, her emotional immaturity really, unfortunately, did her a disservice.
Yeah, we talked about that plenty in our Deep End episode. If
yes,
y'all want to go watch,
Yeah.
or listen.
Check that book out.
Uh-huh. Anyways, that's all we have for today.
That concludes our festivities.
Concludes episode 10. Thanks for joining us again. I'm Madeline Bookout.
And I'm Hannah Bookout. You guys can catch us here every single Tuesday. Or please follow along on Instagram as we do our March Madness bracket. We're also on TikTok now. And again, we love commenting and interacting with you guys on there. So
y'all have been so fun.
Yeah.
Seriously. Y'all have been too fun. Like, the stuff that y'all have been saying is just makes my heart happy.
It brightens our days.
Yeah.
It's, you know.
It really does.
The sugar in our tea.
Wait, that's really cute.
But yeah, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for tuning in. Next week we're doing a bookish hot takes episode. Which, to be quite honest with you, might be a difficult episode for me.
You don't really have many hot takes,
do
you?
I don't feel like I'm that opinionated of a person. Or maybe I am. Maybe I'm just like not soul searching enough.
I think that not all hot takes have to be like negative.
No, I know that for sure. I just don't know what like hills I would die on. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you will be able to be creative about it. You and I can even come up with some together.
That's a good idea because I really think I need inspiration and help. Okay.
I can think of plenty.
Hannah does have a lot.
I'm not a pessimistic person, I promise, but I don't know. When you've been reading for 20 years, you grow to like things
hot
and
takes.
dislike things, and you pick your poisons.
Yeah, I think also sometimes like hot takes can change over time.
So. Yeah, I feel like sometimes it follows trends.
Yeah. Agreed. Anyways, we're gonna get into that next week.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Love you guys. See you next week.
Bye.